On this edition of Exploring Idaho, we'll visit the historic Galena Lodge, home to some of the best Nordic skiing in the country. And then we'll go snow camping with some expert outdoorsmen. They'll share wintertime survival skills on an exhilarating backcountry adventure.
Style of my own, you know.
And finally, we'll meet Fred Ochi, a well-known watercolor artist. He's been painting Idaho landscapes for over 50 years.
Welcome to Exploring Idaho. I'm Dee Sarton. You know, most winters, Idaho's backcountry is buried deep in snow. And for generations now, that snow has been attracting an ever-growing number of people who enjoy winter sports. For our first story today, we're going to meet some Nordic skiers who love the white stuff, and lots of it. They find some of our state's best powder near Galena Summit in central Idaho.
Is everybody in front of me?
In this part of the country, Mother Nature does her thing in a big way. A big storm the night before buried the Galena Ski Lodge. The deep drifts of fresh snow that blanket the forest glisten in the morning sun. Grooming sleds are already working to prepare miles of trail for backcountry adventurers. Before long, Janet Kellum and a small group of friends are gliding over the new snow. Janet, who manages the lodge, just can't pass up these ideal skiing conditions.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's powder skiing, packed powder, and the trees, you can see, it's just gorgeous. It turns it into a winter wonderland and the magic of winter. It's why we're all here. It's just fun to go slide around on skis in the winter. That's a big part of it too.
Around every bend, there is another breathtaking view.
You know, you go out on the trail system here and you're surrounded by these incredible mountains and you just can't go wrong. This map here used to be head high, and we've gotten 4 feet of snow in 5 days.
The trail system here at Galena is one of the best in the country, covering nearly 60 miles of varied terrain.
There is something for everybody. There's trails that people can take sleds out with their little babies in them and have a wonderful time. We've got some really challenging trails. This one up here is called Psycho, and it's got one of the best downhills in the country that people talk about it all over the West, and it's really fun. We're just about at the yurt. It's just right at the edge of those trees up there. And it blends right in because it's white too. So a lot of people ski right by it, don't even see it.
The group is headed for one of several yurts you'll find along the trails here. Now, yurts are backcountry huts where skiers can find warmth and comfort.
Time for lunch.
Combined with cross-country, you have yurt skiing, a sport that is growing more popular every year.
Home sweet home.
Yeah.
All over Idaho, there's little yurt systems speckled around. Idaho is really the birthplace of backcountry yurts in the winter. You can live outside in the winter and be completely comfortable. All the comforts of home, but peace and quiet. No phones, no fax machines, no noise, just the woods. Hey guys, lunch is almost ready. Who wants some tea? What a phenomenal life experience. I will be back to enjoy this very special place.
Galena is a great place to introduce people to backcountry skiing. It has the charm of the historic mining town it once was. But the lodge, which was an old country store, is about all that's left from those days. In the mid-1970s, Galena started a second life as a cross-country ski center.
It was a real stopping off point for travelers, for people coming to get into the mountains, and it really had the atmosphere of the old country store. And that's what people have always loved about Galena. It's a place to come and visit, to touch base with your neighbors and friends and make some new friends, as well as it's a wonderful place to get into the mountains and to reconnect with the mountains that are around them.
But this great experience was almost lost forever. A couple of years ago, the historic lodge was closed and almost torn down.
The community rallied behind that. They felt that a place that was very special in their hearts was about to be lost. And so within a matter of months, the community was able to raise enough money to purchase a lodge with the help of the Heinz Family Foundation. And they were able to bring it back to life again, really.
Now, Galena and the lodge are thriving again as more skiers discover the magic of this area, a magic the locals of Wood River Valley have known for years.
Stepping your ski forward, step very gently onto your ski.
Muffy Ritz is one of the more than 2,000 people who helped raise the money to keep Galena going. She's a well-known Nordic ski instructor in the area.
I'm teaching people how to skate on cross-country skis, as opposed to diagonal stride. It's kind of the fast, exciting way to ski. I like coming up here. I know that it's my trails. It's not some private owner. These are my trails. I've paid for them along with the rest of the community. And so I have a real pride to see that this place is run well. It's a great place to ski. And, you know, I like coming up here. It feels really good.
For Muffy, Janet, and the hundreds of others who helped save Galena, this place has special meaning.
I love Galena. You come out here and you forget about the rest of the world. It's really peaceful and you tune into things. You see what else is going on. You spend time with your friends and there's a feel about it, and that's why so many people contributed to help bring Galena back again. It's a special place.
The story of Galena Lodge shows what committed people can do when they really want to save a special place. We'll be right back.
Still to come, snow camping in the wilderness.
Welcome back. Here in Idaho, it takes more than just a brave, adventurous spirit to get outdoors during winter. It takes the proper equipment and plenty of know-how. One of our producers here on Exploring Idaho, Jennifer Eisenhart, joins us now to give us some tips on how to stay warm but also safe.
Yeah, well, Dee, we went to the experts, and the experts took us camping. Winter camping is fun and it's beautiful, but it also teaches you that Mother Nature will not forgive if you forget your coat.
Let's go. It's so nice to get out of town and just get outside. The air is so clean and fresh.
Pilot's Peak Trail, north of Boise, takes on a different look in winter. Scenes framed in white mean fewer people and a quiet, peaceful hike.
Probably the biggest thing that got me into it is the beauty of it, just being out here. Completely different season.
Winter camping is an experience I'd recommend to everyone. It's really a lot of fun.
Todd Olson and Kevin Holtry are both experienced winter campers. Each has spent time on the trail in the coldest of Idaho's seasons. You would think you would get too cold.
Yeah, you get right warmed up when you're hiking up.
Even right now, it's snowing really hard, but we're prepared for the elements, so you can look around and enjoy everything else. But if you're not prepared, it can be the most brutal time of your life.
Proper equipment is the key to comfort out here. Warm winter boots are a must. Snowshoes keep those boots from sinking in deep, powdery snow.
People who don't ski really appreciate snowshoes. It's a leisure pace up or down, and if you can walk, you can snowshoe.
Well, if you're like Tally, you can get around just fine with no worries about cold feet or proper clothing. But the rest of us should be more careful. Todd and Kevin recommend fabrics like Gore-Tex to fight moisture and polypropylene for warmth.
It wicks the moisture away from your skin, and brings it to the outside of the garment. So on a sport like this, especially when it's colder outside, staying dry is the key.
It's a good workout.
You don't want to have one big layer and that's it.
You can change your layers as you need them, you know, on your trip.
And don't forget the basic necessities like water.
It's really critical.
Also important, food to keep your body fueled.
When you're in the elements like this, your body will burn more calories just trying to generate heat to stay warm.
These basics will keep you comfortable and free your attention for other more enjoyable details. It's beautiful out here in the winter, but you also need to be aware of the risks. Avalanche is a real danger. It's one that you need to be prepared for. That sound saves lives. Avalanche transceivers, also called peeps, help locate victims buried deep under snow.
The sound of the peep will get louder and faster as you approach the victim.
Have you ever had to use it before?
I never have, and I'm glad that I haven't. It's the type of thing where you really should hopefully never have to use it, but it's important to know how if the time comes.
Deep snowdrifts in Idaho's mountains give winter campers a few options on how to bunk up for the night.
This looks like a good spot for an emergency snow shelter.
Todd and Kevin decide to dig a snow shelter. It's basically a small cave.
Typically, the lowest portion of your snow cave is going to be the doorway. That way the warm air from body heat is trapped within the snow cave and will keep you warm. It's terribly important to offer a ventilation hole so you can get constant ventilation.
Inside, it opens to a warm and protected place to sleep. Anyone with a shovel and enough energy can carve out a shelter. Even Tally understands the idea.
Looks like Tally's digging our snow cave for us.
It takes about an hour to an hour and a half to build a snow shelter, and it is a lot of hard work. But when you are all done, it's worth it.
Gotta sleep warm tonight.
Now, if you don't want to go to all the trouble to build a snow cave, what a lot of people do is go ahead and get yourself a good four-season tent. A tent, when I mean four-season, it's something that's designed specifically for winter camping.
With a regular sleeping pad and a winter sleeping bag, you'll stay warm in spite of the cold.
It's really simple, it's really easy, and it's something that anybody can enjoy. You can come here in the summertime, and then you can come back to the same place in the wintertime, and the same trails that you enjoy hiking in July, you come here in January, and they're completely different. But it is very solitary, it's really peaceful.
Oh, what a gorgeous day.
That was beautiful. We should mention, too, a few things in this story, like the avalanche detectors. You really should take a training course before you head out in the backcountry with one of those.
All right. Does look like, though, a lot of the equipment is the same as what we use in summer.
Oh, yeah. Just add a few more layers and make sure your sleeping bag is warm enough, and you're well on your way toward a trip out winter camping.
Be fun. Thanks a lot, Jennifer. We'll be right back.
Up next, meet one of Idaho's best-known artists, Fred Ochi.
We've seen a lot of winter scenes on today's show, and now we're going to meet someone who loves to paint them. Watercolor artist Fred Ochi is known far and wide for his simple yet dramatic Idaho landscapes. We'd like to take you to Idaho Falls, his hometown, so you can meet this remarkable man. Fred Ochi's watercolor paintings embrace a rural Idaho that is slowly vanishing. These images of days gone by show us a time not long ago when life was simpler and farming was a way of life for many people. He paints a world of tranquil landscapes and rustic architecture.
Boy, that's a colorful picture, isn't it, huh? Put the color down and boy, it's got it, yeah.
For nearly 5 decades, Fred Ochi has recorded these scenes with the stroke of his brush. Mountains, windmills, and barns are some of his favorite subjects.
See, you can't fuss around. You just put it down and forget about it, and that's it, you know.
Many of Fred's paintings depict landmarks that most would call ordinary, but to him, they are extraordinary. These humble structures are a thing of beauty and character, a character that Fred Ochi is famous for capturing.
Boy, look at the feeling I got in there, you know. Look at the windmill turning and oh. Look at that, oh, boy.
Of all the colors in Fred's palette, you'll find more red than anything else.
Boy, I bet that's going to be nice.
That's because he has a passion for red. Red barns, that is.
The thing that inspired me most was Red Barn. I don't know why, you know, yeah. And I'm known as a Red Barn artist of Idaho, see, yeah. You paint it because you like, you love, and Red Barn, and that's it. Yeah, people think I'm crazy painting Red Barn all day.
Fred doesn't paint much anymore, and most of the landmarks he loved so much are gone. But Fred remembers them well.
It's L.A. Harder Barn in Taffas Park. This is Maeda's house. You know, there was a Japanese farmer there. I think they built a hospital there now. No more. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Fred's paintings of red barns and other gem state scenes have brought him recognition around the world.
Maybe I put a snow on this, give him a snow job, huh? You watch how I do the snow. That's what you call snow job, you know. See that snow? I have a style of my own, you know.
Anyone who has seen a Fred Ochi watercolor will recognize that style.
Yeah.
A style that was
That's the way it goes,
influenced
though,
by
you know?
his Oriental heritage and humble beginnings. He started his career in California during the late 30s. There, he painted marquee posters for 17 West Coast theaters.
I worked for nothing for the Fox West Coast for 3 years before I got it. In those days, if you was a Japanese, you couldn't get a job. But today, you know, it's different. There's no feeling like that, you know. There's no, but in those days, boy, it was tough.
It looked like it would be even tougher at the start of World War II, but Ochi was fortunate and wasn't sent to an internment camp for Japanese American citizens. A job for a theater in Pocatello brought him to Idaho and to freedom. In 1948, Harry S. Truman came to Idaho Falls while campaigning for president. Fred Ochi was there to greet him with a watercolor portrait done in Truman's honor.
And I had this portrait, and he autographed it, Harry S. Truman there, you see. Boy, that was quite a deal for me.
He almost didn't get the autograph. Secret Service agents tried to turn him away. But Truman heard the conversation and called out to Fred to bring the painting to him so he could autograph it.
Boy, them old good old days.
Today, Idaho Falls Bonneville Museum proudly hangs the brilliant watercolor on display.
50 years ago. I've been here 50 years. Yeah. That's a long time, you know that?
In the early years, Fred worked at theaters in Pocatello, and then he opened this sign shop to help make ends meet. But his heart was in his paintings, and in his spare time, he managed to paint thousands of Idaho scenes.
These are all captured historical picture, and I'm proud of it. I mean, boy, those days I was crazy. I would just keep painting after painting, you know. What else I got? Temple. Boy, you paint a lot of temple, you're guaranteed to go to heaven. You got a lot of beautiful scenes. You got temple and river and bridge and, you know, you paint all those things. It's nice. Historical picture. I leave the memory, you know. Boy, I got all these paintings here. Ooh, ooh. A lot of Fred Ochi. Yeah, a lot of Fred Ochi here.
There's a lot of Fred Ochi everywhere in Idaho. His paintings can take you to places that would be lost forever if it were not for the bold strokes of his brush. Time moves on, but the watercolors of Fred Ochi have an eternal quality, a quality that allows you to return for a moment to a time now past.
Here's Fred Ochi here. Fu, re, do, Ochi.
As you can see, Fred Ochi is a very talented man, and Idaho is very lucky he came to live here. And now, if you'd like more information on the places we visited on today's show, stay tuned. We'll have that for you next. Welcome back to Exploring Idaho. Here's how you can get more information on the stories you've seen on today's show. Call 1-800-443-2461 and ask for the field notes for show number 121. And as we get ready to say goodbye, we'd like to share with you the wintertime beauty of an Idaho sunset. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you again next time as we continue exploring Idaho.